I had a friend die recently. This was a close friend. This is someone who was like maybe 15, 20 years ago, somewhere in that period, mid 2000s. They were in my inner circle. So every like Saturday that we went out to like the pub, this person was there. So it was a really important person. When they died, I was upset, of course, or whatever, and I still think about it. This happened about 2 weeks ago. But physics, in a way, has helped me deal with it, because I kept saying to myself, she probably just changed states. Like, I know about the Higgs field, I know about matter not even being a real thing, which kind of means maybe she's not even a real thing. The Higgs field brings matter into existence. But whatever she is, what if she just went from binary state 1, which is alive, to binary state 0, which is not alive? We call it dead. Let's say it's animated versus inanimated, right? Animated is 1, inanimated is 0. But people have a hard time with this. They think like the person is alive and then they're dead. And there is no like transition, there's no phase shift, but the weird thing is this happens all the time in day-to-day life. Like solids transition into gases, and there's something known as the critical point. It's the moment where it actually completes that transition from a solid to a gas. So I don't know why we have like, no one argues that solids, did I say solids turn to gas? I don't know. Liquids turn, like water turns to ice, let's say. A liquid turns into a solid. No one has a problem with that concept. We see it in day-to-day life, it's everywhere. But when it comes to human beings, and when we say like, oh, well maybe they didn't die, they just transitioned and changed states, all of a sudden everyone thinks you're woo-woo, you're a big Jesus hippie, or a big hippie. And then everyone says like, stop smoking weed, man. And people get like really bent out of shape that there can't be this critical point in this timeline thing we call life. Like we're going along this timeline as, let's say, binary 1. We hit a critical point. We change phase to binary 0. We're suddenly not animated. That's really no different than, water in the river flowing down the river. It gets to -20 outside, and that water hits a critical point. Let's say when it's flowing, it's in binary state 1. It hits a critical point when the temperature gets low enough. It hits binary state 0, and suddenly it's frozen. And there's an instant where that happens, right? There's like, on the graph, it's water, point. And then there's like this like nanosecond where there's this critical point where it changes. So in light of my friend's death, I'm thinking of this whole process a lot like water, a lot like a flowing river. That makes me sound like a big hippie, but I don't know. I see the process every time, every day in day-to-day life. And there's really no reason to think humans aren't somehow following this process. I mean, any reason I could come up with to think we're not just seems like some kind of bias, or like something I don't want to believe, or something that seems woo-woo. But, woo-woo is kind of around us. Even though we're in a computer, which is like the least woo-woo thing in the world, there's a lot of woo-woo in this thing.